Hey guys and welcome back to the channel, where today I thought I'd rank my top 15 rides at Thorpe Park. Thorpe Park is located in Surrey, just outside of London, and it has built up a reputation as the UK's most thrill-focused theme park. Unlike parks that balance family rides with coasters, Thorpe Park has always leaned heavily into its intensity, with launch coasters, horror-themed attractions, towering drop towers, and some of the most inversion-heavy layouts anywhere in the country. Over the years, Thorpe Park has evolved from supporting attraction in the Merlin lineup to a genuine thrill destination for thrill seekers, and with the addition of Hyperia, it steps into a new category altogether. This ranking is based on the overall ride experience, intensity, theming, and how well each attraction holds up for repeat riders. So let's get right into it. Coming in at number 15 is Storm Surge. This is a spinning style water ride that features a large circular raft that climbs up a lift hill before descending down a spiral drop. The spinning adds an unpredictability element to the ride, meaning each rider has a different experience depending on where they sit on the raft. The splash is decent and the ride serves its purpose well on warm days, however it is relatively short and the drop itself isn't exactly forceful. Compared to the scale and intensity of the Thorpe Park's coasters, Storm Surge feels like more of a secondary attraction rather than a major draw. At number 14 is the Flying Fish. As Thorpe Park's junior coaster, it plays an important role in the lineup. The layout is compact, featuring gentle turns and small drops, which is designed for younger guests or those building confidence before trying larger rides. It's smooth and well maintained, and it constantly attracts families. That said, it's over quickly and offers very limited force or airtime. Within a park built around high adrenaline attractions, Flying Fish naturally ranks lower in the overall feel value. Coming in at number 13 is Quantum. This magic carpet style ride swings riders back and forth, gradually increasing in height. At full swing, riders experience a brief but noticeable moment of airtime. While the ride cycle is relatively short, the height and angle give it a stronger presence than many expect. It's simple in concept but effective in execution. Still, it lacks the sustained intensity needed to compete with the larger rides at the park. Coming in at number 12 is Vortex. This flat ride features inward-facing suspended seats that are attached to a main arm, which swings riders back and forth, while also simultaneously spinning them as well. That combination helps to create a layered sensation of movement that can surprisingly feel disorientating. It's also visually striking, but the forces are sometimes too much for some people and can cause nausea and headaches, so for me it ranks lower purely as it's a little too forceful for some people. At number 11 is Samurai. This multi-axis spinning ride is significantly more intense than it looks. Riders are lifted into the air while rotating on multiple arms, flipping upside down repeatedly during the cycle. Its unpredictability is part of its appeal. Depending on seat position and weight balance, some rides can feel relentless. It generates strong forces and sustained spinning, making it one of the park's more physically demanding attractions. Coming in at number 10 is Detonator. Standing at 115 feet tall, this drop tower delivers a focused and quick adrenaline hit. The lift to the top is slow enough to build anticipation, and the holding brake at the summit adds a noticeable pause, causing riders to either have a sense of anticipation or dread. When it comes to the drop, it's forceful and sharp. The key element here is airtime. Riders briefly lift against the restraints before the braking system engages near the bottom. It's over in seconds but is effective every time. While it doesn't have the scale of larger drop towers elsewhere in Europe, it remains one of Thorpe Park's most re-rideable quick thrills anywhere in the park, and in my opinion is the best drop tower anywhere
in the world.
At number 9 is Tidal Wave. This is one of the tallest water rides in the country, and the scale of the drop is more substantial than many people expect. The climb gives a clear view across the park before the boat tips into a steep descent. The splashdown is the defining moment. When the boat hits the water, it produces a huge wave that soaks both riders and spectators standing on the bridge. The impact is heavy and dramatic rather than fast, and while it's not high intensity in terms of forces, it earns its place for spectacle and presence alone. Coming in at number 8 is The Walking Dead: The Ride. This indoor coaster relies heavily on darkness and controlled lighting to amplify its layout. Without clear sightlines, every turn and transition feels more sudden. The ride features tight corners and compact drops that in daylight might feel moderate, but inside the building they hit harder. During special events, live actors inside the exit corridor increase unpredictability. It's not a coaster defined by height or speed, but by as a full experience. At number 7 is Rush. This giant swing ride reaches significant heights and delivers sustained airtime at the top of each arc. When it's operated at full capacity, the airtime is strong and prolonged. What makes Rush stand out is how exposed it feels. There's no track around you, no overhead structure, just open air. The combination of height, speed and airtime makes it one of Thorpe Park's most physically noticeable experiences outside of the coasters. Coming in at number 6 and just missing out on the top 5 is Colossus. When it opened, it held the world record for the most inversions on a roller coaster, with 10 in total. The layout wastes no time in quickly entering its first inversion and maintaining that intensity throughout the rest of the ride. The second half of the ride, particularly the interlocking corkscrews, is visually impressive and tightly packed. However, by modern standards, the ride can feel rough, especially during rapid transitions. Despite that, its historical importance and relentless pacing secure a solid position in these rankings. Moving into the top 5 now, and at number 5 is Soar the Ride. This coaster stands out immediately because of the beyond vertical 100-degree drop. The train pauses briefly before tipping forward, creating a clear moment of anticipation. The drop itself feels steeper than most traditional vertical drops, producing a sharp pull as you descend. After the first drop, the layout is compact and aggressive. It moves quickly through the tight inversions and rapid directional changes, keeping the pacing intense from start to finish. The elements are closely packed together, which makes the ride feel faster than its overall height might suggest. The theming also adds to the experience. The indoor section builds tension before the lift hill, and the industrial aesthetic reinforces that ride's identity. While it can feel slightly rough at times, its combination of intensity and theme give it a distinctive edge, enough to place it firmly in my top 5. Coming in at number 4 is Nemesis Inferno. This suspended coaster focuses on flow and consistency rather than shock value. From the first drop, it carries strong speed into a sequence of inversions that feel smooth and well paced. The highlight is the interlocking corkscrews, which offer a real moment of intensity. The loop and zero-G roll also help to maintain the momentum of the ride without feeling abrupt or sudden. Because your legs are suspended beneath you, the sensation of movement feels free and more exposed compared to a traditional sit-down coaster. What separates Nemesis Inferno from Soar is its smoothness and re-ride value. It doesn't rely on a single dramatic moment, instead it delivers a balanced and repeatable experience. That consistency is what pushes it slightly higher than Soar the Ride. Heading into the top 3 now, and at number 3 is the Swarm. As a wing coaster, riders sit either side of the track, which fundamentally changes how each of the elements feel. With nothing above or below you, every near-miss structure becomes more dramatic. The first drop twists as it descends, producing strong lateral G-forces rather than just a straight downward airtime. Throughout the layout, the ride stays smooth and controlled, with well-spaced inversions and low-to-the-ground sections that enhance the speed of the ride. The theming based around a post-apocalyptic crash site gives the ride visual weight. Passing through broken structures and tilted buildings reinforces the scale of the coaster. Compared to Nemesis Inferno, the Swarm feels more modern and more dynamic in its design, earning its place in the top 3. Coming in at number 2 and just missing out on the top spot is Stealth. The defining feature here is the hydronic launch system, accelerating from 0 to 80 miles an hour in just under 2 seconds. The acceleration is immediate and forceful, creating one of the strongest forward forces in the UK. After the launch, the train climbs the towering top hat element, and at the crest there's a brief moment of light airtime before a vertical descent. The drop back down carries significant speed, and although the layout is short, the intensity is concentrated. What keeps Stealth from number 1 is its length. The experience is powerful but brief. However, the launch alone is so impactful that it comfortably secures second place. Few rides in the country can deliver that type of acceleration. And finally, the number 1 spot is Hyperia. As the tallest and fastest roller coaster in the UK, it represents a clear step forward in scale and ambition for Thorpe Park. The first drop is substantial and sustained, delivering prolonged airtime rather than a quick snap. Instead of feeling abrupt, the descent feels drawn out, giving riders time to fully experience the height and speed. The outer bank's turn introduces a powerful sideways force that feels distinct from anything else in the park and in the world. Throughout the layout, the pacing remains strong. It combines airtime elements with high-speed transitions in a way that feels more modern and deliberate. Importantly, it maintains smoothness, even at high speeds, which enhances its re-ride value. Compared to Stealth, Hyperia offers more duration and variety. Compared to the Swarm, it provides stronger airtime and overall scale. It doesn't rely on a single defining moment, it delivers multiple standout elements in one continuous experience. For all those reasons, Hyperia comfortably takes the number 1 spot for me at Thorpe Park. So that's my ranking of the top 15 rides at Thorpe Park. It's a park that clearly built around intensity, and with the addition of Hyperia, it now has a genuinely standout headline coaster to anchor the lineup. From high-speed launches like Stealth to smooth and modern thrill rides like the Swarm, there's a strong variety of thrill experiences here. That said, rankings are always subjective. Some people put Stealth at number 1 purely for the launch, others might prefer the consistency of Nemesis Inferno or the aggression of Soar. If you've been to Thorpe Park, let me know how your top 5 compares, and if you haven't been yet, it's definitely one of the strongest thrill-focused parks in the UK right now. If you have enjoyed this video, please consider liking and subscribing to the YouTube channel for more zoo and theme park content, and thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.